Hey Slightly Unblended, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. And today I am doing this Beetlejuice vibes look with the Bella Beaute Bar Strange and Unusual palette. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. Hey y'all, I'm so excited to do a Beetlejuice kind of look with the Bella Beaute Bar Strange and Unusual palette. So I'm taking the Makeup Shack T101 brush in the shade Beetlejuice, and I'm just going to go ahead and just run that through the crease. I'm going to take it, starting from the inner corner of my eye, take it out through the crease, and then start to flick it up towards the tail of my brow. I love how grungy the shade is. It is like one of the coolest greens. Like, I don't know, it just has such a grungy vibe and I'm obsessed. Once I get it towards the outer V of my eye, I'm just going to take it and flick that tail up towards the tail of my brow. With the Makeup Shack T14 brush, I'm taking the shade Recently Deceased, and hello pigment, this neon green. Oh my gosh, yes. Like, this look, like, really made me want to get into gear for Halloween look. So I'm so excited about that. Let me know what kind you'd like to see. Do you want me to start now? Do you want me to wait till October? Let me know. But I'm taking this shade and I'm going to start to blend out that green with it. And I'm doing the same thing, just back and forth windshield wiping motions with the lightest amount of pressure. Y'all, I am so sorry for the voiceovers. I have been so sick, but I just wanted to keep up with making fun looks and everything, so I'm really sorry that there's been so many voiceovers. I'm taking a little bit more of Beetlejuice with that same brush. Like I always say, blending is repetitive, but it's worth it. Just look at how fun this blend is already. I love, love, love colorful looks so much. So I cleaned that brush off and I'm taking a little bit more of Recently Deceased just to make sure that everything is nice and blended together. With the Makeup Shack T63 brush, I'm taking the shade Barbara just to make sure that everything is nice and diffused and there's no harsh lines. I like to take a kind of smaller fluffy brush for this just to make sure I still can have a little bit of control over the blends. And since this is a white shade, I am kind of just taking it up to the arch of my brow all the way up just to make sure everything is nice and softened up. So now I'm taking a little bit more of Recently Deceased just to make sure that I have that as pigmented or as loud and vibrant as I want, because, again, blending is repetitive, but it's worth it. Have y'all watched the new Beetlejuice? Oh my gosh, I want to so bad. I'm hoping that I will be able to go see it soon, but I haven't really wanted to go a lot of places, especially since I've not felt well. So now I'm taking some micellar water on a Q-tip, and I'm going to go ahead and clean out my crease and clean off my lid to get ready to carve out that crease, so then we'll have a nice and fierce cut crease. Doing it this way does make it take a little bit longer, but for me, I feel like it's totally worth it because I feel like it helps the colors stay true to themselves and they don't muddy up. So that way, it's just like you just take your base, you carve it out, and then you don't have like all your colors running together and getting muddy. This is where I started to try to jump ahead of myself. I thought I was going to go ahead and carve out my crease, but then I remembered it's time for some graphic liner. So I wanted to do more of a sandworm kind of look for this because I was like, I don't know, what do I want to do? And I was like, well, let's just add some liner and some gems and just make this kind of a more Beetlejuice kind of look. So I'm taking the Suva Hydra Liner and Space Panda and Grease, and I'm just going to start out with Grease and do little sections of liner and then go in between like where I left it blank and pop in the Space Panda shade, which is the white, and that way I can get everything kind of blended together. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to do the liner before I did the crease carving is because sometimes I get a little, like, ahead of myself, or I'm rushing. Like, in this case, I was getting ready to go to the doctor's. I sometimes don't have the steadiest hand, especially if I'm trying to rush. So, if you're going to do a graphic liner like this, and you might be in kind of a rush, go ahead and do your liner first, and then take your base and carve your crease out, because then you can fix the mess. So that's just something that I've done over the past few years, especially getting more into wanting to play with liner and whatnot. Also, this was a little more tedious than I thought it was going to be, so I was just like, oh my goodness, am I going to get it even? What am I doing with my life? But it was really fun after I was like, okay, initially I was like, let me go ahead and just like do it where I carve out my crease after I do the liner. And then I was like, okay, this is a little more manageable because I didn't want to mess up the pretty sparkles. So what I'm trying to do here is when I put the black liner down, I tried to let it dry down a little bit and then put the white liner. And then once everything is kind of connected, just kind of dip back into whichever color you feel like needs to be touched up and just kind of like blend it very gently with very, very fine brush strokes to get those shades blended together without them turning gray. So now I'm taking the Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Prime Eye Primer and the infamous nameless Morphe brush that I've had for ages, and I'm going to start to carve out my crease. And I'm just starting from the inner corner portion of my eye and my lid and just following the liner just to make sure that I'm getting everything nice and even. Now, if you do decide to skip out on the liner, if you want to do something like this, where I place the liner, I also took the liner a little bit onto the eyeshadow, but where I place the liner is where I would normally just take the base up to. And then that's just where you want to place your base. Anywhere that there's any of that skin showing on your eye, that's what I always try to do, is just make sure that I cover it with base. And that's how you get a nice and crispy carved out cut crease. Now I will say everybody's eye shape is different, so what works for me might not work for you depending on if you have more hooded eyes or not. This eye that I'm working on camera is my more hooded eye, so I do have to take the crease when I'm carving it and everything else up a little bit higher than my left eye. So it's just something that you got to play around with your eye shape. Now I'm taking the shade Bio Exorcist with the doe color number 14 brush. This shift, it's kind of like bluish purple, but when you like turn your head and the light hits it, it's almost like a burgundy. It's so pretty, but you can kind of see the shift right here, like towards the outer V of my eye. It's got that more purple but burgundy, and then it has like that more indigo blue kind of burgundy, and oh my goodness, it's so freaking cute. I love sparkles. They're so fun. Now I'm taking the shade Afterlife and I'm popping that in the center, and then for that inner portion of my lid I will take Delia. So I popped on a little bit of Afterlife with the brush, and then I started to pat it out with my finger, and the closer to my crease I got, the more I used the brush. That way I felt like I would have more precision and try my best to not get any sparkles on that line work that I just spent like the bulk of my time doing. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of Bio Exorcist to pop on the edges of Afterlife just to make sure that everything is nice and blended together, and you can really see that shift. Like, do you see it? Even in Afterlife you can see that shift. It's so pretty. I'm taking a little bit more of Afterlife just to bring it back and just to make sure that there's no harshness between those shimmers, because I want those sparkles to be sparkly. So for right now, I'm just going back and forth between Afterlife and the first shade that I started out with, Bio Exorcist, and just look. Oh my goodness. I love sparkles. They're so much fun. With that same brush just cleaned off, I'm taking a little bit of Delia to pop on that inner third of my lid, and I just felt like it really kind of pulled it together because it was almost like a halo eye, but with sparkles. So just popping that on that inner third of my lid and getting it blended with Afterlife, and I will go back into Afterlife to pop it along the edge of that shade just to make sure that everything is nice and blended together. And look at my hand. My hand always ends up looking like this so that my eye can look like this, is the sound that I think of when my hand looks like that, because oh my gosh, there was a lot going on there. Now I'm taking a little bit more of Afterlife just to make sure I have that more halo portion of it in the center to connect over towards Bio Exorcist and to Delia. Now I'm going to take some micellar water on a Q-tip to go ahead and sharpen up this look. That way it is a nice, sharp, sparkly wing. Now I'm popping on a little bit of Sandworm for my brow highlighter, and just look at how pretty it is. It's an iridescent sparkle, and it would even work for a highlighter as well, but it's so pretty. I'm popping that on for my inner corner highlight as well, and I'm going to get it nice and blended with Dahlia, and I just felt like it really just brought that nice, beautiful shine to my brow area and to my inner corner, and just kind of made everything flow a little bit. Now I'm taking the Manic Gems X Fin Mermaid Dreams collection to pop on some cute little pops of gems. I lost my train of thought there, I'm sorry. But before I do that, I'm taking some clear eyelash glue and just popping that on wherever I'm wanting the gems to be. So I'm kind of like looking at my other eye, popping on this glue, and then I'm going to pop on the gems. Manic Gems and Finn was so kind enough to send this collection to me when it came out, and I was so excited. I was so excited for Finn's collection, it really warmed my heart when that showed up. I was like, oh my goodness, like I wanted to cry happy tears because that was just like the sweetest thing ever. So I'm so very thankful. Alright, I'm so sorry for all the voiceovers. I'm getting sick again. My throat hurts and my ears hurt. I am about to call the doctor to go see if I can get checked out. Then I'm going to go do the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. So this is the finished look. What do you think? I'm so sorry for all the voiceovers lately. I was sick in the beginning of August and I was getting better, and I just come in from the doctor a little bit ago and I'm sick again. This time I have strep throat and ear infection. My throat really hurts. It's hard to talk more in a normal tone. So I do apologize for all the voiceovers. I just really don't want to get myself in such a creative rut from not being able to create, and I was really looking forward to using this palette, and it was so much fun to do this look. I know as soon as I'm finished getting my pictures and everything though, I am getting a bath and I'm going to sleep even though it's only 5 p.m. I'm just tired. The Strange and Unusual palette from Bella Beaute Bar is actually just absolutely so pretty. I love the shimmers. I love the colors. I'm so excited to use this for Halloween looks and for fall looks. I was really excited to see how Afterlife, Dahlia, and Bio Exorcist are together. I'm hoping that I can capture the shift in Bio Exorcist in the like close-up of the eye when I do that before like showing off the whole look. But Witch Doctor and Lost Souls are giving me like such fall vibes. I want to do some like fall looks really soon. Would that be something that y'all would be interested in? Because it's sneaking up on us. It's one of my favorite seasons, even though I feel like most of the things that make me sad is all like happened in fall. Without trying to be a downer, I don't want to talk about all that too much, but anyway. I want to say a huge thank you to Bella Beaute Bar for sending me this palette. I love it so much. I'm so excited to have it. The packaging is so cute. I love the shades. Thank you so much. I love everything that you come out with. It's always like blows me away. I love the formula, the sparkles, everything. You just create magic, and I'm so excited to see what all you come up with next, because truly your palettes inspire me and make me feel the most creative even when I'm in a rut. As soon as I get the chance, when I have some free time, and as soon as I'm feeling better, I will do the Taylor Swift wedding makeup from the Mine music video. I promise that's coming. It's taken me a lot longer than I like. I usually like to be on top of it when someone wants me to do a look, but I feel like it's just been like one thing after another, and I'm just kind of stressed. So I promise it's coming, and I'm so sorry it's taking so long. But with that being said, please let me know what you'd like to see next down in the comments below. If you'd like to keep up my awkward face and shenanigans while I'm not here on YouTube, then I'll have all my social medias linked in the description box down below. And if you like this video, could you please give it a thumbs up? I heard that it helps to push my video out into the algorithm, so if you give it a thumbs up, then thank you. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye!